Hello, hello. It is Erica with Holy Rustic and Redheaded Princess Designs. We are here to paint our Easter March tiered tray box. So come in, say hey, let me know that you're here, let me know that you can hear me, all the good things. I am just getting some paint out. Orange, pink. What else do we need? We need brown. That one's empty. Come in, say hey, let me know that you're here. Well, let me know how your Monday is going. I am praying that all my local friends are safe from the storms last night. It's a little crazy around here last night. And it looks like the National Weather Service has confirmed a couple of tornadoes from last night, so hopefully everybody is safe. Come in, say hey, let me know how you're doing. What else do we need? We need some green. This one has a lot of colors. Green. We've got pink. We have blue. We need some purple. Purple. A little yellow. And it looks like we need some red. Okay, maybe that's all the colors we need. We'll see. Let's grab a little of that purple too. All right, I think we're ready. So inside your March tiered tray box, you're going to get your paper that's going to tell you how to paint everything. Why is that upside down? Is that upside down? Lord, it's hard to tell. I don't know. Anyway, here's our inspiration picture. Upside down or backwards, I'm not sure. But there it is. You get a cute little chick this month. I found these little guys and thought they were perfect for this box. And they're so soft. So that's your little bonus gift for this month. And then we've got all of our pieces here. Hopefully. This has been setting on my kitchen table. So I'm hoping that my cats did not knock any pieces off and lose them. I did not double check before we went live. Probably should have, but sometimes, friends, this is just how we roll. I have been nursing a migraine all morning. I think from this weather that we had last night, I'm sure. And so I was debating whether this was going to happen or not, but we have about 30 minutes before I have to go pick up the kiddo from school. So I thought, why not? Let's just get it done. It's the last day of the month, so it's got to be done. Okay, I actually think that's all covered up. Is it covered up? It is not covered up. Just kidding. All right, well, we're just going to go ahead and base coat it in gray then so it doesn't look silly. Since I put some gray down there because it's actually going to be pink. My brain is not functioning well today. Not at all. We're just going to base coat the whole thing in gray. Because it actually looks like I'm going to paint this bottom part pink and the top part pink. We'll let that gray dry while we evaluate that situation. I'm going to do the little stand for it as well. We'll just paint this gray. Looks like it's brown in the picture, but we've got gray on our brush, so we're going to go with it. And those two pieces are going to glue together, I do believe. So I think this is the only thing that has a stand. So they're going to glue together. So we'll set them over here. To the side, we've got a little door where the gumballs, or jelly beans in this case, are supposed to come out. That's gray. And then the little turner piece for the gumball machine is gray. What else needs to be gray? The centers of our truck tires. Let's find those. We'll just set those over here. And here are the middles for our little truck tires. If you're here, say hey, let me know that you can hear me and everything is working well. We are still trying to figure out all the bugs on this new system that we're using. And I always worry that like nobody can hear me. I don't know why. It's not like I can hear myself when I use the other way to go live, but I don't know. I think I just haven't done this one enough, and it just stresses me out. And I'm going to be sitting over here talking to myself, and no one's going to be able to hear me. All right, I'm doing this little Bite Me charm that goes on the chocolate bunny in gray as well. And we'll do our little bunny bait. We're going to brush that with some gray also. I don't have very much paint on my brush, so I am going over these with a paintbrush. As long as you don't have very much paint on your brush, you're going to be fine. If you have a ton of paint on your brush, do not paint these with the paintbrush because you'll push all the paint down inside the etched lines and you won't be able to read them. So use the sponge. Otherwise, you will not be able to still read the words. Okay. What else? Oh, the inside of our truck window is gray. Let's just take those pieces off and we're just going to paint right here. It's going to be gray. So let me know in the comments if you have gotten your Tiered Tray Club box. Most people have probably gotten them. A lot of you have probably already painted them. But I do like to try to go live so you can see them if you haven't gotten a chance to paint yours yet. And today is the very last day of the month, which means dun, 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 it is the last day to buy, to get the Tiered Tray, to join the Tiered Tray or the Wagon Club and get this month's box. It is also the last day to get, hey Opal, it is also the last day to get this month's BOGO, which was these cute little bunnies. I have one over here. He's not painted. But the BOGO for the month were these little bunny cat couple, a girl and a boy. We painted them last week. So today is the last day to pick those up as well. If you want to grab those, make sure you do them by the end of the day because those will be going away. I actually think this guy goes in one of those stands. Well, here's another little stand here. So that must be his stand. So this is our little chocolate bunny. I'm just brushing him with brown. So last day of the month, you can get, if you join the Wagon Club and the Tiered Tray or the Tiered Tray Club today, you will get these boxes. So this Easter Bunny box, and then we did a Easter box for the Wagon Club as well. So if you want either one of those, just be sure you join by the end of the day so that you can have those. I'm going to pull out. Looks like we gave you a little bit of dark brown as well, just to get around our little bunny. I'm way back here. All right, and we're just going to tap with our brush around the edges of the bunny just to do a little shading. Let's move all these little jelly beans out of our way. Just barely brushing that across the edges just to get a little coverage on, and then I'm going to come back and just without adding any more paint, just kind of tap around and pull that in a little bit just so we have a soft little edge where it's darker, and the middle will be a little bit lighter. So then I'll come back, pick up a little bit of that lighter brown that we used in the middle and just kind of blend them together. The goal here is to not have a harsh line where one color stops and the other one begins, but for it to just be a soft little transition. And sometimes this is hard to get the hang of, but the more that you do it, the easier it becomes. And the trick here really is not using a ton of paint, but mainly using your brush or the sponge to blend those colors more than anything. All right, so there's our little, whoop, there he is. Our little chocolate bunny, cutie patootie. All right, he's got a little fluffy white tail. Let's just go ahead and paint that. I think we'll start gluing some of these. This one has a lot of pieces, so we're gonna start gluing some of these together as we finish them because That way it's a little bit easier to see what's left. So we'll do his little fluffy tail in white. Sometimes I paint all the pieces and then glue them. But the way my brain is acting today, I think we'll be better off to glue them as we go. All right, let's just take a little of that brown. I'm going to do the stand for the bunny and the dark brown as well. I am super excited to show you all next month's kits. Let me know in the comments if you would like to see a sneak peek of what we're going to put in our next month's tiered tray and a wagon club box. Let me know. We'll see. Maybe I'll show you a little sneaky peek while we're hanging out. All right, we're going to glue his little tail down. That glue has not been opened. It seemed like it had. There we go. Oh, that's a lot. Remember, you don't need very much of this glue. It'll dabble do you. That's way more than I needed, but that's okay. Luckily, this is a big piece, so it's going to cover. And I don't have any little bits of glue seeping out. Let's see, and just line that up. Perfect. And then he's going to get a little piece of string around his neck. Here's some. So we sent you this month, we sent you this paper wrapped wire, which is kind of like jute string, but it's thinner and it has the wire in it, so it holds its shape a little bit better. Let me draw his little eyeball. We're going to use this to attach the sign to the carrots and to attach the little bite me sign to the bunny. And I like this because it's so thin. Sometimes that jute string, depending upon where I got it or I don't know, whatever, it doesn't, it's hard to string these little pieces. So this works really well for these little pieces. So we're going to put that little bite me sign on there. I'm not even going to glue it down. And then you can use this just like regular twine. It's just going to hold its shape a little bit better. So we're going to tie it. I'm trying not to touch his little eye because I did dry it, but I can tell it's not completely dry there. We'll tie a little bow here. Just be careful if you're cutting this with your scissors. Don't use your good scissors, okay? Mama wouldn't like that if you use the good scissors to cut wire. That would make her angry. So use your scissors that you've used for things you shouldn't have been using them for, and you can trim this right up. But it does have wire in it, or use a pair of wire cutters. That would be even better. Okay, there's our sweet little bunny with his little bow. He's so cute. Let's set him up here where we can see him, and he's got his little stand. So he's going to go in his little stand and stand up just like so. But we're not going to stand him up right now because his little tail will move, and we don't want that. Okay, let's work on, here's your little easel. Sometimes we send these in the boxes. You're going to get one of these this month. You do not have to paint it. I usually don't paint mine because I like to use them for different pieces. So I oftentimes do not paint those. That way they're not one particular color and they'll go with lots of different things. Let's do our little carrots next. Opal says yes for a sneak peek of next month's box. I'm excited for it. I do not think I have never done it, this particular theme in one of our club boxes before. It's a holiday that is not usually one that I would decorate for, but I thought it would be fun for something different. I think last year for April, we sent out Mother's Day themed boxes. So it is not Mother's Day themed. It's very colorful. So let me know if you have any guesses as to what the theme might be for next month's box. We always do a month ahead, so that gives you time to paint it before the holiday actually gets here. So that's also a little hint, is it's not a holiday that's going to be in April because you wouldn't have time to paint that. Not everybody gets their box right away, and some people don't paint them right away either. So we like to give you a little time. All right, I'm adding a little yellow to the middle of my carrots just to give them a little highlight. And then I'm going to pick up a tiny bit of red and just on the edge blend that red with my orange for a little bit of a shadow. All right, so there's 1 carrot. We'll grab a tiny bit of red. We don't need very much. Red's a pretty powerful color, so we don't need very much, but a little bit on the edges will give us just a tiny bit of a shadow. It's going to blend really well with that orange, especially if your orange is still wet. If your orange isn't wet, you're going to want to blend an orange on your plate or your palette, whatever you're pulling your paint from. But if you work quickly enough, this will be just fine. And look at that nice transition from the highlight in the middle and the darker oranges on the side. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right, let's grab some green and paint the tops of our carrots green. We had a little bit of bad weather around here last night. The weather radio was going off all night like crazy. And I think we're supposed to get more Wednesday, maybe Wednesday night, I think. 'Tis the season, I guess. I love the sunny spring days, and I know we need rain, but everything is so wet outside. So wet. We could use a little less rain, I think. All right, I'm brushing a little bit of yellow on this green. It was a little dark, and I just wanted to brighten it up since these are Easter carrots. Opal, so the April box will be for a May holiday. Yeah, it's the April box, so it's the box that's going out next month, March, April, right? Yep. And it is for a May holiday. Okay, so we've got our carrots there. We've got our little bunny bake sign. Let's brush a little white around here. Yeah, June will obviously be some kind of patriotic. Maybe not. Maybe I didn't do patriotic this year either. I was really trying to keep it different because we have a lot of people who have been in the club for a long time. And I know nobody needs like 4 Easter things. It is not Armed Forces Day, but I'm going to keep that in mind for next year. That would be a great idea. All right, so we've got white. That would be a good idea. Even a Memorial Day box would be fun. Something different. All right, I've got my sponge. We're going to do some little white flowers for our carrots here. And I actually think all these flowers are white, so we're just going to paint them all while we're here. That way we've got everything done. All right. Not Memorial Day. That's a great idea, too. I like that idea. That would be a unique theme that we don't all... No, almost just looking up random holidays. Nope, nope, nope. I like the thoughts, though. All right, there's our little flowers. And I'm going to do a little dot of yellow in each one of these. I'm just using the bottom of my paintbrush for the dot. Just know when you do dots like that with your paintbrush, that paint is kind of puddled up on there, so it's going to take a little bit longer to dry than if you are just painting it. On these pieces, usually the paint dries pretty quickly, but when we do dots with the brush, they're a little bit thicker, so they're going to take longer to dry. All right, I'm going to add some dots, white dots, to these carrots just for fun. I'm going to just put white dots on one of them because these are going to be kind of bundled together. It's on my calendar. Now I got nothing. All right, we'll see here in a minute. When you do polka dots, you're going to think of a triangle. So I have a dot here and a dot here. So I'm going to put a dot here to make this little triangle. And then here, I can put a dot here and see how I have another triangle. And then there's a triangle here. So this is a great way. Keep just looking for triangles. It's a great way to space your polka dots out a little bit better and not end up with like rows of dots. You could also go along and do a row and then come up and do in the middle of that row. But I like to just look for the triangles. And I always try to make some that are kind of hanging off of the edge because it does make the pattern look a little more believable. All right, there's our little dots for our carrot. We're going to dry those. I am going to set these to the side for a moment because I know this isn't going to dry with the blow dryer very quickly, and I don't want to mess them up. Yes, Jennifer, it was a game changer when I figured that out about polka dots. I don't remember where or when I learned that, but it was a game changer for sure, and it does make it easier to do polka dots with. All right, we're going to paint this with our purple. This is our little Happy Easter sign. So we're going to do purple. All the fun Easter colors. Let me know in the comments, do you have any plans for Easter? Are you heading to church? Are you cooking brunch? Are you doing Easter egg hunts? I invited, I usually invite everyone over to our house for the holidays. It's just easier. I live kind of in the middle of my family, and we used to go to my grandma's, but she's getting older and it's harder for her to have everybody, so it's easier to do it at my house. So I invited everybody over for Easter brunch, and I sent out the text, inviting all of my family. And my dad responds with, he wants to know if he can bring his dog so his dog can have an Easter egg hunt. I think he likes that dog more than he likes people. I don't blame him, but it was very funny. Oliver is 14 almost. He'll be 15 next year. So we're kind of beyond the Easter egg hunt. I don't know if he'll do an Easter egg hunt this year. And I feel like it's never very much fun when you're the only kid hunting Easter eggs anyway. So maybe we'll just let the dogs have an Easter egg hunt. The dogs and the cats can go hunt eggs. I have seen where like the local feed store is doing a little dog Easter egg hunt. They hide the treats in them, and then the dogs, I guess, go find them. I'm not really sure. The dogs probably have no idea what's actually going on. All right, for this guy, it does look like we did polka dots in the picture, but I'm going to do a little splatter on it just for fun. So I'm going to water down my white paint. You want this paint to be nice and thin. And then I like a good fan brush for doing splatter. It works really well. It spreads the paint out on the bristles really well. I just get that watery paint on there, and then I just kind of tap. If the paint doesn't automatically start falling off, you probably don't have enough water in there. And I just tap it. Just move anything that you don't want splatter on because it's going to go everywhere. And there's our little splatter. Let's do our little Happy Easter. We're going to do this in kind of an ombre. We did this the other day. So I'm going to do blue and white. So we're going to put the blue down first. I'm going to do blue in the middle and the bottom and the top. And then I'm going to, without changing out my sponge, I'm going to dip into a little bit of white. And we're going to go in those two little stripey areas that I left. And then we'll top that off and grab a little more blue and just come back to blend it. And there we have a pretty little, not really ombre, but I don't know what you want to call that. Just a variation in the color there. All right, that looks nice. There's a little dot of white there. Okay, that looks perfect. It's nice and bright against that purple. So we'll go ahead and glue that puppy down. It's our little Happy Easter sign. So you could set this on that little easel that's included in your box, and it would look perfect. Remember, when you use your E6000, you're just doing just a dot, almost like you're putting on lipstick. You're just running it right against the edge of the wood, And that way we don't end up with a bunch that's going to come out from underneath. And then we put that down. It does have that dry time. So we're going to let that dry. I think I might have an extra. Oh no, one flower goes on the truck. I was like, I think I might have an extra flower. I don't. All right, there we go. There's our adorable little happy Easter sign. Cutie patootie. We're going to set him up here with our bunny. Perfect. All right. Let's work on our truck. Our little truck. Dry my brush off. And I don't need to paint this piece. Where's my... Oh, it's all the way over here. Told you my brain is not functioning today. Okay, so the truck is multiple pieces. So you have a base layer here. We don't need to paint anything other than the gray on there. This is the truck piece that goes on top of that. So we're going to paint this with our white. I'm just going to use my brush because it's a pretty big piece. So I'm just going to be careful not to get over the edges. And I just kind of drag the brush right along that edge at an angle, which is a little bit different than when you're painting on canvas, but it keeps the paint from getting pushed over the sides. All right, that's going to need another coat because I watered that white down. So we'll do another coat on that in just a moment. I'm going to paint, this is the little wheel piece. I don't know. It's the piece that goes on the truck, so we're going to paint it white as well. Would definitely be easier to paint this with a sponge. I've got my brush here, so we're just going with it. Let's dry all of that, and we'll give everything a second coat. Are there any other white pieces that we need? Oh, the little bunny for the top of our gumball machine. Whatever that thing is over there. All right, we'll give him a little bit of white. There it is. Don't forget, if you're looking for any of the tutorials for any of our kits, Facebook is only letting those live on Facebook for 30 days now. So after 30 days, they're deleting them. But I am saving them and putting them over on YouTube for you. So you can go over and find us on YouTube, subscribe to our channel, and that way you'll get notifications when new videos are uploaded over there. But they're all going to be over there. If you're in our craft kits group, that's our free group. And you can find that here on Facebook, Holy Rustic Craft Kits. It's a great place to go show off your finished projects. We have secret sales in there. And a lot of times I release things in there before they're released out. We always ask about the BOGO design for the month gets voted on in that group. So it's just a fun little group to be a part of. I know it's just one more thing, but it's a fun little happy place on Facebook. So you can go join that for free. And in the guides of that group, if you go into the guides on Facebook, you will find all of our tutorials are organized by season. And there's a picture of what the tutorial is, and then a link to get right to the YouTube page, and also a link to get right to our website to purchase the kit. So if you're somebody who wants that step-by-step, you want to listen to me yammer on while you're painting, so you have that, that's a great place to go check out which kits have step-by-step videos. All of our kits include some basic directions, but we do not have videos for all of them. There's like 300 and something kits on our website, y'all. So there is no way I could ever have every single kit have a video. But I do, we do paint a good amount of them here. There's probably at least 80 videos over there. So it is a nice little place. If you're looking for videos, that's where you can find them. So you can go straight to YouTube and look for them, but they're not quite as organized on YouTube as they are in the Craft Kits group. And it's just a link that's going to take you over to YouTube. All right, I'm going to grab a tiny bit of gray on my brush here, and we're just going to give this truck a little bit of weathering with the gray, particularly on the edges here. I'm going to dry brush just a little bit of that gray across. It is going to help hide the fact that that white is not quite as a full coverage, and it's just going to give us a little more dimension to our little truck. And just pulling that right across those edges. That looks good. All right, let's glue that puppy down. I don't need to worry about these eggs back here because while they're not covered right this second, we're going to put some 3D pieces on there here in just a moment. So we're going to put this piece down first. Just line it up and glue it down. Got glue seeping out from underneath it here. All right, there we go. And then we're going to put this piece down. I got glue over here. Jeez Louise, Batman. All right, this piece, whoop, she goes like this. Right there. Okay, the little wheel wells. There's that. All right, let's paint our eggs. We have 3 of them. Make sure I got them facing the right direction. We're gonna do 1 pink egg. That'll be this one. Let's do 1 purple egg. How are we looking on time? 2:05. We got to speed it up a little, my friends. All right, and 1 blue egg. Not really. We're good. We got 20-ish minutes. 20-ish minutes. I just have to make sure I am there on time today because we have a doctor's appointment to get to. All right. I'm going to brush over this pink one more time. Perfect. All right. We can glue those puppies down. Here. They're not quite dry, so I'm just trying to be careful not to touch them too much. And they just nestle in just like so. Make sure everything's still lined up. All right, we've got our wheels. These are going to be a black. So I'm just going to grab this tiny bit of sponge that I have here and paint those in with our black. We already did the middles of these in the gray when we painted the other gray things. So those are good. Let's put some glue down and glue these wheels on. The little gray piece just goes right in the middle. Actually, I think I did it backwards. That's okay. Our truck's going to have white wheels. So you might want to do it where these rings are white and the outside rings are black. So you would not paint that whole piece white, but I'm just going to embrace it and be okay with it. All right, this guy gets a little flower up here on top of our eggs. And then we've got our little eggs sign, which is going on our truck. So we'll do this in yellow, and it looks like we have it in red. So yellow, a little bit of yellow. And I tell you what, my friends, while I've got this yellow, I'm going to go ahead and pull a few of my little jelly beans over here and start painting them, because they're going to be all different colors. So I'm just going to take a little piece of painter's tape. I folded the edges over and just kind of stuck it to my table so it's sticky side up. This is a great way to paint tiny little pieces like these jelly beans, which are going to be trying to bounce all over the place while I'm painting them. And I'm just going to put them on in some little groups here and try to paint them. And I'm not really worried about which side is the right side as long as it doesn't look awful. It's fine. They're going to be okay. All right, let's just paint a few of these guys yellow while we've got the yellow on our sponge. We'll do 4 yellow jelly beans, and we'll grab some red. to do our little eggs. I don't know that that's red in that picture, but that's what we're going to go with. We're going to do a couple red jelly beans. And we'll just switch right to pink. And we'll do some pink ones as well. Whoa, wow, we've got this tiny bit of sponge here. Okay, those look pretty good. I also need to do these pieces for our gumball machine in pink. So I'm just going to go ahead and brush those real quick. And this outside edge of our gumball machine all the way around. It's a pretty dark pink because I had that red on my sponge, but I'm okay with that. That's fine. It will make it pop from the pink that the rest of the gumball machine is going to be. Okay, there's that. Let's grab, nope, that had black on it. That's not going to work. Let's grab this one. Had the blue on it. I'm going to pick up a little more blue. We'll do a couple of blue jelly beans. And then we've got 3 more. What other color do we have? Purple. We haven't done any purple ones. Let's do some purple. Purple jelly beans. I'm just going to use the brush for these because I got them very close together on my tape here. I want to be sure that I don't get too much purple on any of the other colors. Let's touch up these red guys. And this yellow one got a little blue on him. All right, those are looking pretty good. Perfect. All right, let's go. This little bunny needs another little coat of white. Got him. All right, what else? Oh, the rail to our truck. I'm gonna brush this with our brown. I have that white on my brush, but it's okay. It's okay. That's gonna go there. All right, I think we're down to our gumball machine, and we're gonna glue these last few pieces on our truck. So let's put the little rail on so our eggs don't fall out the back. Perfect. And then what else? Oh, the egg sign on our truck. It's going to go right here under the door. And there's the little truck. Cute. I don't think that piece goes to this kit. All right. Put that over there. Let's put these carrots together. I'm going to just barely glue these 2 guys together. Like so. And then they're going to get some little flowers. Yep, like so. And they're going to get a little piece of wire and the little sign that says bunny bait. So we'll just put this on. It is wire, but remember it's just like the wire we put on the Bite Me, and you can still tie it and stuff. And then you can kind of shape it. I do really recommend letting everything dry before you do this. It's going to be a little bit easier if you let it all dry first, but I want you guys to be able to see what it's going to look like. All right, I'll come back and trim that up, but this is nice because you can really make a nice little bow and it'll stay. All right, those guys just need to stay. So there's our little carrots. Set them up there. Perfect. So we've got Chocolate Bunny. He's got a little stand, Happy Easter sign, a truck, and the little carrots. Thank you, Glenna. All right, here's our little gumball machine, which I accidentally painted the whole thing gray, so we've got to kind of fix that. So let's take our brush, clean it off. We're going to take our pink, and we need to make ourselves a little line right across here and make this pink. I'm going to add a touch of red to it because I painted it gray, so it needs a little more coverage. What is that? That doesn't belong there. All right. So here we go. So don't forget, this is the March tiered tray kit. When you order our tiered crate, when you join our tiered tray club, you're going to get a new box every single month. It's always a surprise, and those designs are exclusive to the tiered tray club. I also like to make them go with our wagon club, which we painted the other day, and it was an Easter theme as well. You can join the club by clicking the link in the video description above or visiting our website at holyrustic.com. It's $25 a month, so it's a super great deal. It's cheaper than all of our other tiered tray kits, and you're going to get a 20% off coupon each month that you can use on any other tiered tray items on our website. So you can buy yourself a new tray, you can buy yourself some extra kits, whatever you would like. But you can use that 20% off code during the month anytime. And what else? Oh, you always get a little bonus surprise. So this month's bonus surprise is this cute little fluffy yellow chick. How adorable is he? So soft and fluffy. So I like to include something that kind of goes with your tray that you can maybe set up on your tray. The trick to making tiered trays look full is to filling in this space with other things. So if you haven't, go back and look at our videos and stuff. There are some videos where I've shown you how to stylize trays, and you can just use some greenery pieces that you have around your house, or go to Michael's, or Hobby Lobby, or even the Dollar Tree sometimes has some decent greenery. And you can grab a little bit and just kind of use it to fill in your tray, and it really does make your tray just look so much fuller, and kind of makes your pieces stand out a little bit better. Okay, there's our pink. It's pretty good. You like the little chickie? Isn't he adorable? I saw these and I thought they were just perfect for this box. Absolutely perfect. So cute. All right. Let's see, we've got this little long piece that goes down here. And then the little gray door piece. Make sure you don't put that piece all the way to the bottom because you need that little ledge to hold this into the stand, which we need to glue together. Do that too. Boop. There it is. Perfect. All right. And then the little twisty knob for our piece. And those got a little bit of speckles on them when I was splattering earlier, but it's fine. We're just going to roll with it. Here's the little outside edge for our gumball machine. And look at that. I put the pink in the right spot. Yay. This little piece here. I do like that that's a slightly different shade of pink. That worked out in our favor. Happy little accident. All right, here's the little bunny for the top of the gumball machine. Cute. All right, now we just got to glue all our tiny little jelly beans in here. So I'm just going to do a little dab of glue around on my gumball machine. And then we're going to put these little jelly beans in here. All right, so this month you have 5 different pieces for your tray. No banner this month, but I think that is just fine. Sometimes I don't really have a hard time with the banners, so kind of like the kits that don't have banners. I took garland and Easter fairy lights. Ooh, how pretty. That's a great idea. Oh, I just glued that one down backwards. I love that idea. That sounds great. Happy little accident. That's right. Just like Bob Ross. You know what? There is plenty in life to stress about, and painting is not one of it. So if you make a mistake or you paint something wrong, just let it dry. You can paint over top of it. No big deal. It is not the end of the world. All right, I'm just trying to alternate these colors a little bit, and I put 2 blue ones right next to each other as soon as I said that. All right. So, recap. This month's Tiered Tray Club, if you join today, you will get this month's box. If you join tomorrow, you will get next month's box. you can join on our website, holyrustic.com. $25 a month. You're going to get your tray kit. You're going to get all your paint, your little makeup sponge to paint everything with, your glue, and your inspiration photo. And then, of course, your coupon code. Super fun. All right, there's our little jelly bean gumball machine. And he's going to go in this little stand. I'm not going to put him all the way in there right now, but anywho, there he is. How cute is that? Okay, let's talk about next month. Let me see if I can figure out without making this crazy how to make. There we go. All right. I was like, how can I make myself bigger? There we go. All right. So I have some of next month's kit here. I'm going to show you just a couple of pieces. Okay. We got to get out of the plastic. I'm sorry. So next month is super colorful. Very fun. The Wagon Club and Tiered Tray Club, of course, are going to go together. It's a holiday that you don't decorate for usually very often. So we've got Let's Talk About Margaritas. Okay. We've got a cute little chip bowl. These are just a few of the pieces. And I'll show you one more. Cinco de Mayo. So it's perfect for the 5th of May. Cinco de Mayo. I thought it was a great little something different. Something that you probably don't have any decorations for. I love all the fun colors on these. There's other pieces that are going to go with this. But you'll have to wait until you get your box to see all the pieces. And of course, I have fun little surprises to put in the Tiered Tray Club box that are going to go with this that will look amazing on your tray. So don't forget to join the club if you're not already in it, so that you can get this kit because it is exclusive. You cannot just go buy this one on the website. Okay. All right, guys, if you have any questions about the Tiered Tray Club or the Wagon Club, drop them in the comments. Don't forget to grab this month's BOGO before the end of the day if you have not already. It's the cute little bunnies. Those guys will be gone. Well, you can still buy them, but you won't be able to get the BOGO. So right now you can buy one, get one free. I think the coupon code is, I don't know what it is. You'll have to go look. It's in the video that's posted here on Facebook, and you probably also have it in your email from this weekend where we sent you the last chance reminders. So if you're having trouble finding it, just shoot me a message and I'll be happy to get that for you. I hope you're having a fabulous Monday. I have got to get off here and go pick up my kiddo from school. Have a great day. Thanks for hanging out with me, y'all. I'll talk to you real soon. Bye, y'all.